How we doing tonight? I'm just out here wandering around in the shop a little bit. Went up and saw a buddy of mine tonight. He got hurt in one of his trailers yesterday, loading a load of pigs. So went up and checked on him and just kind of out wandering around the shop, reflecting on the big weekend up in Chautauqua. And God, we just had a great time. I don't have a lot of followers on YouTube or Snapchat or TikTok or none of that crap. But that Winterfest up there in Chautauqua was really a lot of fun. A lot of vintage snowmobiles and just the camaraderie and everybody getting along and just having fun and talking old snowmobiles, and it was just the vintage ride and the show. It just a lot of fun to be had there by a lot of people. Just got unloaded tonight. Like I say, I was up talking to a buddy of mine and got home from work a little late, but just out shop, and these guys are all going to get put away for the year. That XC700 is not mine. That belongs to a friend of mine, and me and Mason been doing some work on it, and it's about done. Just got to get the carburetors back on it. We overhauled the engine, and well, I say we loosely. Mason mainly did it all, so I handed him tools and he did all this work. And I mean, this is a nice old snowmobile, but I mean, down there in that engine compartment is busy. There's a lot of stuff, and that airbox is just kind of a poor design. And, but we'll get it together and get it running. Ain't going to be much of a winter left for Big Gary to ride the thing, but really, there's no winter left. I mean, it's all 50s and 60s from here on out. But we'll get her done, and hopefully we get some snow next year. They can get on her and take her for a spin. Got the old enticers home and just kind of milling around the shop here, having a beer before I go to bed. And I just, like I say, it was a great weekend, and met a lot of interesting people. Talked to a lot of people, and it was just, we talked old snowmobiles nonstop, and it was a lot of fun. And I can hardly wait till next year. And I'm thinking next year, I got a few other old dogs out here that I'm going to try and resurrect and take up there. I don't want to take the same thing every year. But I met a young guy up there, and he was awful eager to get a project going. And, I guess my message to some people is, if you got a young kid at home, just don't let them sit around in the house and play video games. Get them out and get doing something with them. It's a project. I'd love to have an old car, an old truck, or something that I could fix up, but it requires a lot of money. It's not that I couldn't afford it. I just really don't want to. But, these old snowmobiles, to buy one of these things, and if you live here in the Midwest, to buy one of these old things, you just don't, you can really make them into something special and not have a lot of money in them, is I guess what me being a snowmobile enthusiast, about the only part about that that's right is the ass part, but it's just a something you can do and be really proud of. I'm proud of what I've done, and can hardly wait to get into the next one. And like I say, I said the last video was going to be the last old snowmobile video, but this one will probably be the last one for a while. Like I say, I got some other old dogs I'm going to get out and get going through and get Kyle's 700 done and get moving forward on that. And got to get cleaned up. I'm going to get on to summertime here, and I got a couple other ideas in mind that I might try and make a video or two on. Like I say, I'm not my social media is nothing like some of these other guys running around, but I sure like doing this, just talk about what I got going on, and I might try and do some stuff at work, so that way you guys can maybe see some of the machines that I'm working on and that kind of thing. And I've always done that maybe on Snapchat, but I really want to kind of see if I can't turn my YouTube channel into something, which I don't think I ever will. I got 53 subscribers now. So, if you see this on YouTube, maybe it's called the Ed Stuff channel, because, I don't do a lot of anything, but excuse me. Let me repeat that. I do a lot of different things. Like you see back here, I snowmobile, ride side by sides. I work on construction equipment. Every once in a while, I haul some livestock for a buddy of mine. Work on semis a lot. Just a bunch of stupid stuff. Maybe I should rename my channel to the Ed Stupid Stuff channel. What do you think? We'll see. Just gonna keep posting a few things once in a while and see if anybody keeps watching them. So, you know what? Everybody have a nice night. Weather's warming up. It's gonna start raining a little bit. That kind of drives the guy down into the dumps, watching it rain. I want the sun to shine. It needs to warm up. Ain't really been a terrible winter. We got significant amount of snow here in northeastern Iowa, but nothing like Wisconsin and Michigan. And I love it up there. I mean, if I had the money, I'd buy a place up there somewhere, but I don't. So Delhi it is. See you guys later.